Hey everyone, this is Rob.
And Michelle.
And welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape. All right, so this week up on the docket, we have quite a few updates and things to go over. Probably the least of which is going to be the actual update.
Yeah, we have a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, the update this week was pretty small, but luckily for us, there was a ton of other information, blogs, mini game concepts that came out. So we're going to have all of that to talk about, and we have a ton of questions this week that'll probably bleed over into the next week. So if we didn't get to any particular question you're looking for this week, then just listen for next week.
Yeah,
and we'll have it there.
Shout out Wraith for asking us like 30 questions.
Yeah.
It's going to be a few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so you have that to look forward to. But before we get into any of that, Michelle, how's it going?
Oh my God, so well. So well. I had such a good stream the other day. It was honestly like the best stream I've ever had.
Nice.
And it's just proven that what Robert said, that if I get enough viewers, I will just never stop streaming because I streamed until 7 a.m.
Yeah. This has happened a couple times. Well, not streaming until 7 a.m., but like where we'll get, for whatever reason, just like a lot of constant high viewership, which is like obviously not super common for us.
If it's like constantly above like 12, I'm like, well, I guess I'm never sleeping. And it was above 20 for hours.
Yeah, I think it was definitely the highest average stream we've ever had.
It was, because our average this month had gone down to 8.1, and after that stream it was like 9.5 just from one day.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It was so cool. So shout out to everyone who's been hanging out on the streams, twitch.tv/Bunebape. It was like a lot of fun too, because, well, okay, this part wasn't fun initially. I was finally awake for the updates. And I was like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, because it's in the, I think it's plus...
It's like 11 a.m. in the UK.
I think it's +8.
Yeah, so it was 3.
Yeah.
It was around 3. So, dang, I was awake for so long even after that.
Yeah.
I was awake for the update and I didn't know what to do. And I ended up playing Mario Kart with like 4 people from the stream. And that was a lot of fun. It was super fun. I didn't know whenever you play Mario Kart with other people, you can do like challenge modes that are low-key like... Oh, what's it called? Like battle royales. Like you all have balloons and try to get each other. So
they're kind of like their own mini games.
Yeah. So if anyone has a Switch, can you like please hit me up and we can play Mario Kart together? Because I want to play with people now.
Yeah, we need to get Mario Party so we can do that too.
Yeah. Annan was saying that we should get Mario Party. And I was like, once I get a job, I'm going to save up and buy that. But it was great. I feel so happy even just talking about it. But my goodness, I'm never doing that when I stream the next day. That was the worst decision. I was completely useless yesterday.
Yeah, it's you pretty much just like finish, go to bed, wake up, eat, and then like
and then nap.
Yeah, and then nap again, and then you're like pretty much streaming.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Yeah, I went to sleep at 7. I went to sleep as Robert was waking up, and I went into our room, and he was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, I thought she had like slept in the living room or something, because I obviously she was wearing the same clothes. And I was like, I don't know what's happening.
And yeah, I woke up at 1 p.m. Probably didn't even get out of bed till like 2. And then I was just like, did Animal Crossing, 8. And then I was like, oh my God, it's already like 4. And then I fell asleep for an hour. But I went on a walk to wake me up.
We did go on a walk. I think that helped.
And we saw a cute black cat. It was a little void.
Yeah, he was a cute little black cat.
He was cute. I really want a black cat. But he wouldn't let us go near him. He was skittish.
Very wild.
It made me sad. Because I was like, oh my God, I wish I had food and water for you. I need to buy more cat food for strays. Yeah, I've gone off course a little bit.
Just tuna in the pocket.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cute. He would jump in my pocket and I could take him home and love him.
No, your pants would smell so bad.
They wouldn't whenever he jumped in the pocket and ate all the tuna.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, by the time that the walk was over, I had to stream in less than an hour, and I ate spaghetti for dinner in like 4 seconds. It felt like I'm a really slow eater, so Robert was impressed. He said something about it.
I was impressed. If she can eat something in less than 10 minutes, that is like world record pace for her.
You should all see me eat Chipotle, because I get so distracted while eating, because we always watch TV and stuff. Chipotle usually takes me a good hour.
I mean, not even that. You could just say that. So most people have coffee in the morning. It takes her at least 2 hours to drink her coffee.
I say at least an hour.
It's how long ago did you make the coffee now?
I haven't even been awake for 2 hours. Yes, I have. No, almost 2 hours.
Okay.
So I did it fast today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, world record.
I finished right before we started recording, though.
World record pace.
But yeah, we're recording this on Thursday, which is intense. It's 1 p.m. This is coming on 4 hours.
Unfortunate.
We're actually going to have to take an hour break in the middle so Robert could go do an interview. So we're going to try to get out by 5. So if you guys are hearing this at 5, can you please like round of applause for us for finishing this? But anyway, keep getting so distracted. Actual RuneScape has been fun too. I want to do a shout out to Fox from the stream because I had a Hydra task last night and they were like saying use a T-bow and I was like, I don't have a T-bow. And they lent me their T-bow to try and use it.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying. I was only there for a few kills and then I was like, I don't know. It was kind of stressful. I was like, I feel like I shouldn't have this.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because obviously like we don't have any T-bows and we don't have many people that we know that play the game that are like super wealthy and or just well enough to even like lend T-bows, but I think it's like a really common thing.
Yeah, I see like a lot of people in the chat talk about like lending people stuff. Some people they ended up getting their stuff stolen.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a lot of people who are kind of will loan stuff. I'll loan stuff to people if you're around enough. So if you want to loan con me, just spend a month talking to me on stream and I'll think we're best friends.
Yeah. Also, I don't know generally why this happened because this happened to me even before like the tax system was in OSRS for the GE, but I've had people like borrow, quote unquote, like borrow stuff from me with collateral where like I lent someone a Din's Bulwark that it was like 5 mil at the time instead of like giving me like other items is what I mean that's what I thought collateral would be because it's like if like usually you
something similar price.
Yeah, exactly, something similar price. They just gave me 5 mil because they didn't want to buy it off the market.
I mean, it makes sense because sometimes I'll go and buy stuff and I'm literally just buying it to go to a boss once and then I'm going to sell it back and lose money.
Yeah, exactly. I think they didn't want to get merch because, like, I mean, there wasn't tax back then and now you definitely would have more reason to do that.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
No, it's not that bad idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was kind of funny just because I expected the collateral to be
You're
like,
wait.
I was like, oh,
I can just go buy another one.
Like an Arma helm or something? No, he just gave me 5 mil. I was like, okay. I never got it back, so.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, well, hey, at least you could buy a new one.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't matter. I only used it for when I was bursting Dust Devils. So.
Was that someone from like the Bunebape community or just?
No, that was just a different community chat that I was in at the time.
Oh, how funny!
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if you have the money for it.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It was really, really odd.
That's actually hilarious.
Yeah, that was the only time that's ever happened to me. But yeah, so I guess it wasn't really weird to hear that you were getting like lent a T-bow, but obviously it's kind of cool because we've never had one.
It was really cool, but I didn't like holding it because I was scared something was gonna happen and I was gonna like trade the wrong person.
Gonna accidentally drop a bill.
I know, right? Everyone was messaging me in the chat because I was like, "Oh, where's Fox? They're not online anymore." And then people were like, "Hello, it's me, Fox's alt. Go trade me." And I was like, "I hate you all."
Suddenly everyone is
everyone is an alt for Fox. But it felt wrong. It was nice. It was nice using it. It felt like speedy. I don't even know if I necessarily was hitting harder, but also because
you definitely were.
Yeah, well, I haven't been to Hydra in a second, so I was just messing up a lot.
Yeah.
I only got like 7 kills yesterday.
That probably helped a lot because that means that like even though you weren't hitting as much because you kept messing up, whenever you did hit, you probably hit harder.
That's true, yeah. Because I was thinking some of these kills were slower. Some of these slows were killer, she says.
Slows were killer.
And then, yeah, it probably was just because I was messing up. I couldn't remember it really. And I think I'm going to practice off stream.
Yeah.
So then I can get used to it because last time I was streaming Hydra, I think I said, like, people were, like, leaving the stream. People don't like watching it.
I feel like you could do it, like, sometimes. I don't know. It depends because sometimes I'll watch streams and the streams will just be, like, someone fishing. Or, yeah, someone bossing.
I think people just like when you could, it's either impressive because you're doing like raids and they're like, oh, you don't need to talk because it's so impressive. Or they'll watch while you're skilling because you could be really interactive.
Yeah.
But I was neither.
Yeah,
neither entertaining nor interactive.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I get the same way with Vorkath because with Vorkath, like I'm counting to 7 in my head. So it's hard to like.
Just do it out loud so then it doesn't look like you're just being silent.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, it's weird because I can't like, it's hard to like even read a sentence while counting to 7.
I know and
not losing track.
I was still reading the chat and Fox was like, stop reading the chat, just read after the kills. And I was like, you don't understand, I don't want people to leave.
Yeah.
So I was just like getting super messed up because I kept looking at the chat.
Yeah, just do a few thousand kills and you'll get used to it.
I was kind of getting used to it last time. It just took me a few days and by then everyone was probably like, oh, she's doing Hydra, she's not going to talk at all. But I had, even other than that, I had a crazy week. I did Dagonoth Kings last week.
Yeah, she got farmed by Dagonoth Kings.
That wasn't in the podcast, huh?
I don't think so.
So hopefully this wasn't last week.
I think that might have been right after or something like that.
Yeah, I went to Dagonoth Kings and I died.
She's wearing near max gear with a Sanguinesti and Blood Barrage.
I didn't have Ring Bell Barrage. Don't be so mature.
Oh, okay.
I should have. I think I forgot to do something for it.
Yeah, you definitely should have.
But I died and was like, oh, I'm just gonna go to death and get my stuff back, whatever. And I was like, God, I really hope it's under 1 mil.
Yeah.
Reclaiming it was 9 mil, people.
Yeah, it was 9.1 mil because, like I said, she was close to max.
And I thought it was because of the Sanguinesti, so the second time I didn't bring my Sanguinesti. And it turns out, like, someone went and, like, clipped it after.
I did.
Yeah, you clipped it. It was not counting my Sanguinesti. That was kept on me.
Yeah, I was like, because you thought it was not counting your Sanguinesti. I'm like, there's nothing you're wearing that's worth more than a Sanguinesti. Like,
true.
Like, what are you wearing? Like, Inquiz or something like that?
But, so that was brutal. I was joking I was going to have to go to Vorka to make my money back, but I actually had a bunch of random stuff in my inventory that I was able to sell and break even. But now I'm broke again because we did the bond giveaway yesterday and I had to rebond myself.
Yeah.
So back down another 10, 11 mil. God, I need to find money makers.
Yeah, I know, right?
But so Dagonoth Kings, we didn't get anything cool. It was fun though. It was nice to like try out bossing. And Dagonoth Kings especially I'm not great at.
I'm still not a fan. I know people, like a lot of people, especially OG people, like have several thousands of KC at each of them, and I just can't be asked, honestly, because especially now, because only really the Archer's Ring is worth anything.
Yeah, I think it's just good practice for like bossing situations. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no like. I mean, it could be practice for switches, maybe, but...
I was like, you can't say there's no danger when I just died and lost 9 mil.
No, I mean, there's no, like, prayer switch practice or anything like that.
There's just a lot of people, or a lot of them coming at you sometimes when it's messed up. That makes it a little hard.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. All bossing practice is good practice. But, yeah, I did that. I did so much this week. I also did raids with shout out. They stream. Both of them stream. So, Witch Eileen and Gluten Girl, check out both their streams. They both took me under their wings and went to raids. Except for Gluten Girl, I'm pretty sure she said her only experience was during leagues.
During leagues, yeah.
Yeah, so she had more experience than me for sure, but she didn't have experience on normal accounts. So it was basically Witch Eileen having to explain everything to us.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. We didn't get much money, but I wasn't expecting to get much money. And it took us like an hour and a half to do it because I was struggling.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense because, I mean, even most learners, even if they do get a drop, they aren't given any of it because they're learners.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if it's fun, it's cool either way. It was nice that Witch Eileen was like trying to teach you guys.
Yeah, it was really cool. And she was explaining it pretty well. It was now my 4th Chambers kill. So hopefully I could go back again and get some more practice. I think it's going to take me a long time to be comfortable there.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Eileen was still messing up, and that's nothing against her, but I'm just saying.
She has like 150 kills.
Yeah, I think like it's just pretty common. Like you get more used to it after like any boss. Like, yeah,
people said like 200. I was asking. It was funny. She is at like maybe it's more like 125, 130 kills, but she's still never gotten a purple.
Oh, that's pretty unlucky.
Yeah, it's very unlucky apparently.
Yeah, but also you have to think about Chambers because Chambers is random, right? So like, sure, you'll probably be going like against Tecton like 100 times, but you'll also be going against.
Tecton's the worst to me. Worse than Ulm.
Oh, it's because you haven't done Vanguards or anything like that. Oh. I think Vanguards is worse.
Okay.
But yeah. So like, you'll only have a certain amount of KC against each boss, I guess is what I mean.
Yeah.
Because you're not always facing the same ones.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Except for Ulm, which you'll probably hopefully get good at Ulm because he's like arguably the hardest part.
I think Ulm I only died twice this time, which the other times I was definitely dying more than twice.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I wasn't even hanging it much because I was just trying to stay alive desperately. It was a lot of fun though. Hopefully I could go back soon. There's a couple other people that I want to try raiding with as well. Shout out Singled RS. Coleman told me that I should try raids with them. They could teach me. And they actually showed up, like, whenever I was talking about trying raids, and were like, oh, when can I take you? And I was like, oh, I'm going this weekend, but maybe soon.
Yeah, it's really a community effort to carry Michelle through raids.
Not to carry me, to teach me.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to teach me, and I'm such
that's just...
And I'm such a bad learner.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what learners are, is, like, kind of like carrying, but also,
we're
like,
leeches.
lesson learning at the same time.
Yeah, but now that I've been 4 times, I think I'm going to become the carrier.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So if you guys want some lessons, just hit me up. I've decided 300 mil gold and 100 mil USD is like a good trade for a carry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, cool. Sounds good.
Yeah. When are you going to do TOB?
I don't know. No one said anything about that. No one talks about TOB.
Yeah. Also, TOB is like one, you can't really get. It's hard to get carried by hardcores there,
Mm-hmm.
which I mean Eileen is. So
Yeah, and Eileen's a hardcore account. Like, she's killing it.
yeah, and also the thing is like it's not nearly as lenient as Chambers is. Chambers you can die like practically unlimited
Yeah, that's
amounts
why
of
Chambers
times.
is just like fun to practice because I'm like, oh, all right, if I die, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
As long as
whereas
people are
like
cool with me like messing up our points.
whereas I do think it for some reason I enjoy TOB a lot more. It
I
reminds
think
me.
TOVs were easier. Like leading up to the end was easier.
Yeah, I would agree. Mostly
Mm-hmm.
because it reminds me a lot of traditional like raid scenarios in other games I've
Mm-hmm.
played, so I'm really comfortable in TOB.
Yeah, there's a couple in TV, like the bloated one I'm really bad at, but like the first one, like the maiden and the spider one, like the spider one is my favorite. I
Oh,
think
really?
it's easy. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously not easy, but it's easy to know what's going on.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just have your role and you just do that.
yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah, sure.
it's usually easier said than done, but for that one, it actually is like fairly easy.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, TOP is fun. I'm just intimidated because I don't want to die and lose. I've only done entry mode. Maybe I need to practice entry mode more.
Yeah, you can use entry mode, or I mean, there's also like carries you can get there. Except it's like harder because whenever you do die, you're just dead for the entire fight, and you just have to like get carried,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I mean, it's cool,
But you want to be like part of it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What else did you do? You did one more boss, right?
Yes, I did. So I went and did bandos with a couple people. I actually did bandos twice this week, but only got lucky once. I was actually trying out tank, which was pretty cool. I died twice, which
Yeah,
is fine.
I think I've tanked every time we've done a boss that needs a tank.
Yeah, I've never done tanking before. Shout out Coco for loaning me their gear. They actually like loaned me was it Inquisitor's helm and
No.
no, it's not Inquisitors. What is it?
It's
Inquisitor's very different, huh?
yeah,
Just a car.
yeah, just a car. Inquis is the stuff from Nightmare.
Yeah, okay. I get them confused.
That's
yeah.
the red gear.
Just a car, helm, and I think lakes. And then short carols that I already had.
Yeah.
But yeah, they loaned me gear for it, which was really cool. And on my 10th official kill count bandos, I got the hilt.
Yeah.
Which is
It
our
was pretty
13
lucky.
mil. Yeah. I thought it was really lucky. It's also lucky because like it's rare for the tanks to even get a kill.
Yeah, exactly.
And then to get the kill and get a rare drop, I was like, okay, cool, I'll take
Yeah,
this.
it was probably actually like one out of, I don't know,
a lot
higher.
more.
1 out of like 2,000 because you just don't get any kills as a tank.
Exactly. There's a few times I've been there not as a tank that I didn't get kills either because the other attackers were
Yeah.
better than me.
The way that Din's Bulwark works now, you can kind of, if you get lucky, especially with like your BGS spec or your Warhammer spec, then you can get kills because like Bulwark does more damage based on how much defenses you have.
I wasn't even using bulwarks.
Yeah, I don't know what you were using as a main weapon.
I don't even remember. The
Were you
God
just-
Sword and then a whip.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it recommended.
Oh, okay.
You know, Dins isn't even on recommended for Wiki anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was
That's
just
kinda
copying
weird.
that because I thought I was going to buy one.
I feel like there's no way. I mean, they did nerf Dins, but I don't know.
I mean, I don't think the Wiki is like 100%.
The Wiki
best
is law.
always. Okay, whatever. But yeah, I did that. That was a lot of fun. And did I do any other bosses?
I don't know. Did you?
I did Bandos again with a couple other people, but I didn't get anything. And that's whenever I was up at 7 a.m. So honestly, it's low-key a blur to me that I was even there.
Yeah.
I think that's basically it. I was doing a lot of Slayer this week, so I can't remember if I mentioned at the beginning, but I went to Skatizo twice. No Dark Claw either time. But I was able to get my Slayer up to 96 now,
Nice.
which is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I also got my prayer up to 88 last week. I think I was just like AFKing while editing or something. So that's cool. It didn't affect my combat, but whatever. Oh, and my and I might have gotten my defense up, but I can't remember for sure if that was like it's about to level up or if I did level it up.
Yeah.
But regardless, my combat is still 121. That has not
Almost.
changed.
Almost 126.
Yeah, but that's the million things I've done this week. How about you?
Luckily for everyone, I have not done nearly anything.
Lucky us.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't done too much this week. I've just been still really busy with like real life stuff. So I think I've logged in for a few hours here and there to do like a couple rounds of the Guardians of the Rift, maybe
Mhm.
like some woodcutting on like alt accounts and stuff like that. But like honestly, just I probably played a total of like less than 5 hours this entire week,
Oh
so
my
it's just
gosh.
not that much at all.
Yeah.
But I guess it's all come to fruition because there was a cut in between the audio,
Yeah, like we said.
and during that cut, I got a job, so it's pretty cool.
We said it was gonna be an hour. It was 2 hours. This is definitely gonna be out a little bit late.
Yeah, potentially that this will be out a little bit late, but hopefully, fingers crossed. I seriously doubt that having a job will affect this podcast.
No, we're still going for the podcast out for sure.
Yeah, it's still gonna happen, and it should still
But
happen at the same
his
time.
account updates are maybe gonna be smaller still.
Yeah, potentially. But yeah, either way. So hopefully I'll be able to play more and focus more on video games now that I have a job. So
as funny as that sounds.
Yeah, kind of counterintuitive, but yeah, hopefully because if anyone's ever searched for a job, it is very time consuming.
It's weirdly time consuming. You wouldn't think so.
Yeah. Which is nice because now I can stop having all these people call me.
Yeah, since like if you post on like Glassdoor, Indeed, or anything with your phone number and your resume, you get so many calls, like spam calls.
Yeah,
all the time.
It's
so
like
many emails.
It's like a double whammy because I own like multiple domains, and whenever you own domains, you usually put in your phone number unless you like pay extra to hide your information and stuff like that.
Oh, that probably explains a lot of my spam calls too. I think I own the Spooky Shit website.
Yeah, so I get plenty of calls for that, calls about like just random stuff, and then now calls for jobs. So.
I love it when I get emails for jobs and they're like, this position is full-time in person in this other state. And I'm like, why are you emailing me?
Yeah.
Or when obviously it's a scam and they're like, our starting entry level is $96,000 to $120,000 a year. And I'm like, what?
It's just, yeah, they're just, recruiters don't really know what's happening. They just call everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess as far as updates, that's pretty much about it for me.
Yeah, that's a big one. And in a Weird Term Events, he mentioned how I was looking for a job and they suggested that I apply there. So now I might apply there as well. So we'll see.
So that's pretty cool. But I guess that's about it. Well, we can move on to stuff that's been happening in old school recently. There's been a ton of like little blogs and updates
there has.
Since our last podcast, and we're gonna roll through some of them. All right, so we're going to jump into the first thing, which actually came out right after our podcast, unfortunately, which is
as most updates do.
The PvP Arena poll blog. So this is an actual poll blog, and so they wanted to get out these questions before they actually introduce the poll in-game, so you have some time to think about it. And this is going to be combined with a few other questions regarding Raids 3 as well, so make sure to look out for those. Before they actually jump into the PvP Arena blog, they have some news about the Beneath Cursed Sands quest, which should be coming out really soon. This is going to be the prerequisite quest in order to get into Raids 3.
Woo!
Yeah, so in Beneath Cursed Sands, you find yourself helping the people of Sophonim once more. In return for your help, the High Priest will happily reward you with the Circulate of Water. This is actually seemingly a really sick item for a few reasons. I mainly right away thought about it and thought about how it would be really, really nice for my Iron Man whenever it comes to like leveling up mining. And I'll tell you why. It's because the Circuit of Water is an untradeable helm that acts like a water skin when worn. When you first obtain, it's going to be uncharged and requires water runes to activate. 5 water runes can be used to grant 1 charge.
Okay.
And it can hold up to 500,000 charges. And each drink removes 1 charge.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, if lost, you can go back to the priest and he'll give you another one. So I was thinking because one of the best ways to level up your mining is actually
the granite slabs?
Yeah, the granite slabs in the middle of the desert.
Which I've never done.
Yeah, unless you have the
Desert Ammy.
The Desert Ammy 4, you're going to have to bring waters with you, which
until recently I forgot that it even protects you from heat.
Yeah.
So I've just been bringing food with me.
Is kind of annoying. So this is nice because you totally wouldn't have to worry about your inventory at all.
That's
as an iron or even as a non-iron, I guess.
I like that. At first, whenever you said that it's going to act as a water skin, I didn't think about charges. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of overriding Desert Amulet 3. But you do have to charge it. So it's not like free or something.
Yeah. So.
And the quest is going to be pretty hard, right?
I think the quest is going to be like med level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like Novus.
No. I think it's going to be like the highest requirement's only going to be like 50 or something like that.
Okay. I really like that. I'm going to vote yes on that.
Yeah. So it seems pretty cool. And that's going to be one of the questions. But moving into the PvP arena. So breaking news yet again. I'm not going to read this again.
I think they literally copy and pasted the same thing again. Just about how the Emir Valkyrie found out about the dual arena, and he doesn't like it.
Yeah. So, anyways, he's mad, and so they're bringing the new version of the dual arena. So they wanted to make a few notes on the recent feedback and changes. Many of you have likely seen the iterations of this blog, and you've been staying on top of all the changes. Many of you will notice that there aren't many differences here. We've consolidated all the changes made since we first started talking about the PvP arena back in February and added the relevant poll questions. After reading all the feedback, it was clear we're not going to reach a consensus with everyone on each reward, obviously.
Duh.
Ultimately, we felt that it would be best to put the polls and let the players decide. We'll continue reviewing your feedback up to the poll going live next week, and following that, we'll be doing our usual rounds of post-release feedback and tweaks where necessary. So make sure to look out for any questions on the poll regarding PvP if that is something important to you, because apparently there was quite a few divisive things on there.
I probably won't vote on them, to be honest.
Yeah, I probably will vote, maybe.
If it's really obvious.
Yeah, actually, most of the PvP arena stuff, probably not, because that's just not something I'm interested in.
Maybe I think I'd rather do. But...
I think it sounds cool, but I think if I were to do PvP, I'd rather just go LMS? Learn the hard way. Go to either LMS or just go to like a PvP world and PvP at the bank.
Okay, I really thought you were going to say just the wilderness. And I was like, that's not the hard way because that's just killing a bunch of people hunting clues.
No, yeah. I think it'd be nice because at the bank, you just get into like, I don't know, like fights all the time.
Yeah.
But either way, that's just what I was thinking. As far as the PvP arena, it says the PvP arena gives players an opportunity to fight each other in a controlled environment where matches take place on an alternate save world against players of a similar skill level. So this is something we've seen before. Everyone is going to be defaulted to the same exact skill level, and then you can change that depending on what type of fight you are going to agree to get into. So the PvP button you can actually find in the same grouping area wherever you can normally teleport to, like fishing trawler, NMZ, or last man standing. Once you do hit the button, it'll actually open up the new PvP arena side panel, and this is going to help you to group with other people looking to PvP.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it allows you to hit the find button, and this will allow you to look for people that are either trying to do official 1v1 tournaments, official 1v1 duels, or just simply find a group by name. Once the match is ready, you'll be notified that it's time to fight, and you'll be prompted to swap to the alternate save game world, giving you enough time to get to a safe place or hop worlds or whatever you need.
Perfect.
Yeah, because the fights are on a different save world, your standard game profile is left behind, similar to, however, whenever you go to a different world for leagues or something like that.
Everything's changed.
Yeah, exactly. They do say that the crowds aren't easy to please as their tastes change on a weekly basis. Each week you'll be required to use one of the following builds. So it seems like every week it changes between a max med account, a Zerker account, and a pure account.
That's interesting. That's kind of cool. So you get practice with all the different kinds.
Yeah, it's cool, but it also, I mean, if you hate being a pure, then I guess it's kind of
you're not playing for a week.
Yeah. As well as mastering various builds, you have to select which items to bring into battle, and there's a ton of specific items for PvP.
Well, it says that there's 400 items that you could choose from.
Yeah, so there's a ton. Anywhere from your inventory and your worn slots to your weapons, you're going to get to choose which you like to use, and you can, by winning, improve your rank points and get reward points for any of the stuff you can find in the store.
Perfect.
Yep.
They have some cool stuff in the store.
Yeah, they do have some really cool stuff in the store. You can lose your rank by losing a match.
That's fast.
It works just like the Birthorpe's game room, where a loss/gain depends on the ranking of your opponent. So
I know so much about the Birthorpe game room.
I know, I don't know about
I hang out there all
but,
the time.
It just seems like it's a regular ELO or MMR matchmaking rating system where if you are rank 1,000 and going against someone that's rank 500 and you win, you're just not going to get as many points as if you went against someone that was a much higher rank. Because obviously it already determines that you're better and you should win.
Yeah.
But that's pretty standard. There's the entire 1v1 tournament system, which is going to be pretty cool. So there's going to be a round robin style where it's going to be 16 players, 8, 4, and then a final 2. And then you'll get rewards based on where you place.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I do think that's really cool. Hopefully that ends up working better than their Deadman tournament.
Oh my gosh, stop. It's not real. It can't hurt me.
But also there is, of course, just simple ranked 1v1s, which is exactly what it sounds like, and as well as unranked 1v1s, where you just simply won't be losing or getting any rewards. Yeah, pretty cool.
Good practice, though.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's mainly if you just feel like chilling and doing some PvP and not like sweating it out, I guess you can go through that. Accordingly, the rewards are going to be focused all on PvP, of course, so they can only be used against other players. If any of the non-cosmetic items are equipped, you simply will not be you'll simply be unable to attack anything other than players.
Oh.
Yeah, this is something we went over before, so there's
we did.
tons of stuff that mimic items such as the fighter's torso or Barrow's gloves, and they'll be really easy to get in comparison to actually getting the original items, but they are only for PvP.
Okay.
As far as the other stuff that you can use that isn't specifically PvP related, there is going to be tons of ornament kits.
I'm so excited.
So D-Claw ornaments, Dragon Warhammer ornaments, Heavy Ballista ornaments. So a lot of these items are tailored towards PvP. The entire Elder Chaos robe set has ornaments, as well as Dagon Eye. A lot of Elder Maw, so a lot of really PvP focused ornament kits, and they look really cool.
Yeah, they look really cool. You don't have to use them in PvP though. You could use these in PvM as well.
Yeah, you can use these in PvM. So they just are meant to look really cool, and I think they look really, really sick.
I like them. To be honest though, the Bandos outfit, I low-key can't even tell the difference that much.
Yeah, the Bandos outfit I think looks better without the ornament kit.
Yeah, the Bandos weapon looks cool though.
That is the Granite Maul.
Is that what it always looks like?
No.
Okay, the Granite Maul looks cool.
Yeah, it doesn't look anything like that. Honestly, I think the ornament kits look really, really good.
Wait, that's a Dragon Warhammer?
Yeah, the Dragon Warhammer has like a Sarah Doman look to it. It looks really, really good.
It ain't dragon anymore.
The D-Claws look amazing.
Yeah, they just are black now. They look very Wolverine.
It looks like like Wolverine's claws, but like more scythe-like.
I really like it. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, they look really, really cool, and kind of make me wish that I did I might actually do PvP just for these ornament kits.
I would do it for the ornament kits.
I wonder if you can buy them.
I bet you can, but it'd be fun to just earn them.
Yeah, of course. But as far as the poll question...
I'm going to vote on those.
Yeah, all of this led up to the second only poll question, which is going to be, should the ornament kits even exist in the game? And be added as rewards for the PvP arena?
I vote yes.
Yeah. The next question is going to be about blight sacks. So there's going to be a new blighted wave and blighted surge sacks, and these are just the simple, obviously, blighted or the wave and the surge skills, but in the sack form.
Yeah, the spell is not the skills.
Yeah, so you can get that as rewards from the PvP arena.
Okay.
As far as poll number 4, this is going to be the PvP exclusive way to get imbued items. So you're going to be able to imbue all the rings, black mass, salve amulets, stuff like that in the similar fashion as you normally would, but strictly through PvP.
Not Nightmare Zone.
Yep. Or Soul Wars.
Why didn't you use Soul Wars?
Yeah. So it says that these would allow players to imbue the same items currently possible via Soul Wars. So
okay.
That's question number 4. As far as question number 5, it's asking whether the wristbands of the arena, which are the Barrows-like gloves, should they be added to the reward table? As well as question number 6 being the addition of the fighters-like torso being added as the Centurion's cuirass. And overall, I still really like the concept of it.
Yeah, I love the outfits.
Yeah, the art of it, I mean, it looks really appropriate if you think about it, because it's a PvP arena and these are all Legionnaires.
I really like the fashionscape of it.
Yeah, I think the Legionnaire look is really appropriate and it looks cool. And question 7 is whether all that should be in the game as well.
Yes.
Question 8 is whether the Malma's headgear should be put into the game, and this is the headgear that is essentially...
That's the 9 different ones, right?
Yeah, this is the Void set.
Yeah.
And so whether that should be put into the game. The 9th question is the Void set again, but for the Ranger. And then finally the Void set again, but for Magic.
Yeah, so that's what I meant. There's 9. There's 3 of each kind.
Yes. So the questions 7 or 8, 9, and 10 rather are all related to the Void helmets. As far as other rewards, there are one-click teleports that will get you out of 30 wilderness, and humble versions of the chivalry and piety prayers.
Yeah, these ones are just suggestions, though. I don't think that they've really mentioned these before.
No, they definitely mentioned these before. We went over them.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's
Shows how much I know about PvP.
going to be a new untradeable left-click teleport that'll get you out of 30 wilderness, and this is going to be a reward from the PvP arena, and this is for question number 11.
Okay.
As far as the humble, chivalry, and piety, these are both of the chivalry and piety versions that do not give you additional defense, but also do not have the requirements that the originals
the prayers
have.
actually do.
So final question was number 12, and it's whether those should be in the game as well.
Yeah.
So quite a long blog if you are PvP oriented, or if you're just simply interested in the arena.
Or the fashionscape like me.
Yeah. Or also any of the ornament kits, which I think look pretty
So
amazing.
cool.
I think they did a really good job on that.
Definitely.
Then make sure to check out this blog. It's been out for a week, but they should be having the actual poll blog in the game, if not right now, very, very soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this was out a week ago.
Yeah, so
how funny if it like already closed.
It could already be in the game. It's definitely, I don't think, closed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be in the game right now or still ongoing very soon.
Perfect.
But yeah, make sure to check that out.
Next up, we are going to be talking about the Giant Foundry. Is that how you pronounce the word foundry?
Giant's Foundry.
The Giant's Foundry little blog post talking about the new minigame. Or they never said it was a minigame, but we all assumed.
Yes.
So they said, after months of secrecy, it's finally time to give you the full details of the Giant's Foundry. An all-new smithing scaling method built by the Giants Guild and operated by you. So it is not mining, much like we wanted it to be.
Big sadness.
It was actually so sad. I was convinced it was going to be mining. It sounded like a smithing thing, to be honest. But I was hoping, like, we don't need a smithing one as much as we need a mining one. But whatever. So to access minigame, you'll need to complete a short quest, which is going to be the Sleeping Giants quest. And it's going to tell you a little bit about the lore behind giants. So I'm actually pretty excited to hear what this is about, to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's only one requirement for anyone wondering about spoilers. Look away now. But there's one requirement, and it's 15 smithing.
So after completing the Sleeping Giants, you'll have all the know-how you need to start smithing the Giant's Foundry. This is a non-instance and non-combat safe minigame accessible to all old-school RuneScape players. Oh, so that means it isn't members.
Oh, all old school RuneScape members.
Oh, stupid. I thought they meant members of the game. We were talking about this the other day because we didn't see anything specifically saying, like, you have to be a member, like, worded like that.
Yeah.
And the way I just read that was, like, a member, anyone in the game. Yeah. No, they meant literal members.
Only.
So the Foundry began with a simple question. How can we make smithing more interesting and engaging? We wanted a process that was more exciting than just taking a barge and anvil and hammering away for a few seconds. To be fair, no one does that to train smithing. Everyone just smelts them.
Well, unless you're an Iron Man.
Oh, I guess. Thus, the Giant's Foundry requires you to use all your skills and perseverance to forge swords of giant proportions. Working on a commission given by Kovacs, you'll have to find the perfect sword design, choosing metal according to your chosen difficulty, and work the preform with a variety of tools to get the perfect killing edge. So basically, you're going to be given swords to commission, and you have to go and build them for giants.
Yep.
Yeah. It sounds like kind of fun, though. So you're going to start by talking to Kovacs to get your commission. You set a mold, fill the crucible, and pour the liquid metal you've chosen. And the commissions define what kind of blade you'll be making using 2 descriptive words. For example, you might receive a commission from a giant who wants a sword that's narrow and spiked. You'll need to keep that description in mind when you choose a mold. Look through Kovacs' mold library for the best match. The closer the match you find, the higher quality your sword will be when you start forging, so choose wisely. Note that the points you gain here won't affect how difficult it is to make the sword. That's all determined by the type of metal you choose. So higher smithing will be better in this, sounds like.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
Speaking of which, once you've been selected and you set your mold, you'll need to move on to the crucible. The big stone bucket chained above the river of lava. You guys, there's pictures on it. I know that probably sounds so dramatic. We'll share this in the YouTube description so you can check it out. So the crucible heats and liquefies the metal you put into it. It'll accept bronze, iron, steel, mithril, adamant, or rune bars, or any metal you might want to recycle. You heard that right. Finally, a way to get rid of those unwanted plate bodies and battle axes. So you could just use them to make the commissioned swords?
I guess so. So I guess that is kind of like, instead of
high alching it,
you can just get more XP.
I read it in the dumbest way initially because I thought they just meant like you low-key just throw them away there. And I was like, oh no, recycle.
Yeah,
reduce, reuse.
I wonder what the recycle rate is going to be like because it takes a lot to make a plate body.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that'll be worth like 1 rune bar or something.
I don't know. I'm excited for this though.
Yeah,
It'll
that's
be funny.
interesting. That's kind of funny. I still wonder if it'll be just still worth it to high alch.
I'd probably still high alch.
Yeah, I probably will too.
I think that's more for people who don't have just bars. Like maybe they happen to get drops of rune plate bodies and stuff and like are iron. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. That's actually a pretty good
Yeah.
point. I never thought about that.
Note that when recycling items, you won't get back all the bars it took to craft them. Some material is always lost in the creation process. So you only get some bars back.
Yeah. I just wonder how many.
Yeah. A giant sword requires 20 bars worth of material, which is conveniently the exact same amount the Crucible can hold. It's like we did it on purpose.
Almost.
Once you fill the Crucible, you can pour the molten metal into your mold. The higher the tier of metal you've chosen, the longer the sword will take to shape, and the more precise the temperature range will have to be. Kovacs also believes that swords made of alloy, a mixture of two or more different metals, will be better. That's something to keep in mind. Now it's time to cool off as we begin to work the blade. So next up is the refinement process. You have a variety of tools at your disposal. A trip hammer, requiring a hot sword. This tool is used to hammer out the imperfections on the blade. A grindstone. Swords must be at a medium temperature to allow this tool to grind out the edge of the sword and make it smooth. A polishing wheel. Get that sword to a cold temperature to use this tool, which cleans up the blade and gives it a lovely shiny finish. The lava pool. This is my favorite. Dip your pool into lava and heat it up, ensuring it's hot enough to use particular tools. And then finally the waterfall. Using the crashing waves of the waterfall to cool your sword down in order to use certain tools.
I like that one.
I like the waterfall and the lava. That sounds cool. So use the right tool at the right time and you'll increase the sword's completion to 100%. You can track which tool to use with which heat using the in-game HUD.
Heads up display.
I always do that. Every time I just say HUD.
Yeah, so there's like a little thing you can look at and it tells you the quality of the blade, the temperature of the blade, and the completion percentage. So all of that will help you towards making the best sword.
Perfect. Next up, it says, using tools change the temperature of the preform, which will also naturally cool over time. Using an incorrect tool or using the right tool outside the correct temperature range will result in a lower quality sword. So really, really pay attention to this. If the quality of the sword reaches 0, you'll have to hand it over to Kovacs and try again.
Yikes.
Be warned that quality can only ever be lost. You can't get it back again.
Yikes.
If you manage to reach 100% completion without ruining the sword, you can hand it in to Kovacs, who will reward you some juicy XP and some Foundry reputation. The higher the quality, the more rewards you'll get. So, experience. What does the XP rate look like, you're all asking? Where does it fit into the smithing metas in the game? Here's what we think Giant Foundry sits in with comparison to other skilling methods. Blast Furnace. This content is click intensive and accordingly rewards you with more XP with greater profit, especially when using the most optimal setups. Cannonballs. One of the more AFK styles of training smithing, which results in good profit but little XP. Giant's Foundry. Our newest smithing minigame will be moderately click intensive and more interactive experience than other methods. With a greater focus on XP, this content will be especially accessible to lower level players. There's also a potential for profit. So after testing, we reckon that players can make between 10 and 20 swords per hour.
That is a large gap.
That is a huge gap. Yeah, it just depends on how quick you are. I'm probably going to be 10. I never reached their standards. I bet I'm going to be like 6.
20, I mean, that's just huge. It's
every
like,
3 minutes.
That'd be like someone like, oh, this money-making spot's great. You can either make 100 or 200,000 gold.
And I'll literally double it.
Like, what?
Easier methods such as bronze and irons obviously require less effort, so players will be able to make more, whereas swords with adamantite or runite will take longer but offer a greater reward. They also crunched the numbers for other scaling methods, so gold at Blast Furnace with no goldsmith gauntlets is around 150,000 an hour. With goldsmith gauntlets is around 375 an hour. Creating 5-bar mithril items is like 190 to 210,000. Creating 5-bar adamant items is 240 to 260,000. And creating 5-bar rune items is 290 to 310,000 an hour.
All right. The thing that has me tripping here is that they didn't
say how much the foundry is?
One, they don't say how much the foundry is. And 2, they simply list creating materials with bars when, like, what's it called? I still think Blast Furnace would be a better choice because you can make a ton of money at a low level.
If you're doing Blast Furnace with gold, you lose money though.
If you do the Blast Furnace with anything else,
oh yeah, I don't do it with
a ton
anything
of money.
else. These are just like the main ones I think people use.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, it's not, even without goldsmith gauntlets, you get 150k an hour, which is actually pretty comparable to how much you get doing other things as well.
Maybe.
I don't know. All I'm saying is this XP method better be like kind of insane.
So they add after that, as you can see, current methods are resource intensive. They show like how much ore it would take an hour, but it's just thousands.
Yeah.
One of the key benefits of Giant Foundry is that you'll use fewer materials per hour, giving you more XP per bar, which is a sneaky way of saying that I don't think it's going to be more XP total.
Yeah.
We estimate you'll save at least 85% on resources compared to the methods listed above. That's a dramatic drop. We also believe the XP given is well worth the interaction click intensity of the activities you'll be doing in the Foundry. Of course, XP gain is also dependent on how good you are at crafting swords, but overall, we think this will give more XP per resource than any other smithing method in the game. They're really, in a vague way, saying it's not going to be the best XP, but technically, per bar, it's going to be the best XP.
Yeah, honestly...
A sneaky way of saying it, for sure.
I am very pessimistic after looking over this.
I'm not, because let me read the rewards to you.
Okay.
So the first one is ore packs. Ore packs are a great way to purchase a variety of ores in one go, so you can get yourself ready for your next trip to the Giant's Foundry. Molds. We thought it'd be interesting if you could buy tools to help you improve your sword smithing process within the minigame itself. These extra molds will help you with all kind of commissions and give you a leg up on quality before you even start smithing. The better the mold, the higher smithing level you need, so you can train and gain all in one location. This one is the one I'm probably most excited about, is the 8 cannonball mold.
Yep.
So with Leaks 3, you got an 8-sided cannon.
All the bots rejoice.
So it's only fitting that you now get an 8 cannonball mold. This mold lets you use 2 steel bars to smith 8 cannonballs at once, doubling your production speed. And now I've seen a couple of people mention the bots thing, and I'm like, before I used to make my own cannonballs just for fun. And I think this would be great on like group iron and stuff. I think this would be great.
I mean, maybe.
Next up is the smithing catalyst. Using this unstackable item when creating bars at a furnace, excluding the blast furnace, will not only have the amount of coal required, but will also double the XP given. However, the catalyst will be consumed when the bar is made, so you need plenty of them to go around. That's a nice one.
Essentially, this is just a way to make your XP
count
higher and also reduce the cost.
Because the coal's expensive.
Yeah, at the cost of your reputation points. Which I think this is actually kind of a cool concept.
That's a good one, yeah. Next up is Kovacs Grub, a brew made by Kovac himself. This supposedly tasting grog will give you a temporary smithing boost at +4. Just don't tell health and safety, ... I liked that.
Yeah, this is cool.
Okay, this one's my second favorite by far. The Hill Giant Club Ornament Kit. So excited. It wouldn't be fair for you to craft all these swords without taking one home for yourself. This kit takes Obar's weapon, the Hill Giant Club, to new heights with the Giant's Foundry themed giant sword skin.
Yeah,
it's gonna look so cool.
There's no picture,
but just imagining it.
I think it's gonna look really cool.
And I love this one too. The next one's Fashionscape. It's the Giant's helmet. One of the more unique rewards we're offering is the Giant's helmet, which fits remarkably well considering it's made for a giant's head. It's a completely cosmetic item that won't give you any extra protection, although it sure looks like it does. I bet it's just gonna look ridiculous. Yeah, and I can't wait for that. But yeah, that is it for this post. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And if you want to give them any feedback, then they have a place to do so on this blog.
I don't think who knows, but I don't think it'll be like rune crafting where there's going to be any training method, but I do think I want to go and get some of those rewards.
Yeah. Overall, it's unfortunate because after hearing about it at first, I was pretty excited. Mm-hmm. And then after this blog, I kind of hate it.
Really?
Yeah.
After reading the blog, I actually like it more. But I still wish it was mining.
Yeah, exactly. I like the idea of the blog, but I don't know who is going to... Okay, I do know who, but I know I for sure will not be using this minigame.
I mean, I think it says it's ideal for lower levels.
Yeah.
Oh, what if they have a new little pet, like a little baby giant?
Oh, there's definitely not going to be a new pet, but...
There should be. There should always be a new pet with every new minigame.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, the minigame sounds cool. The concept sounds cool. I just wish it was mining because it seems like this just doesn't really have a place for me as a player. I know some people will love this and some people will use it, but for me as a player, I just will never experience this content for other than just having to experience it.
Who knows? Maybe you'll eat your words in a few months and be like, okay, it turns out I love it here.
Well, because like Blast Furnace exists and it's not unenjoyable content.
I don't like Blast Furnace.
Okay. Well, for me, it's not unenjoyable. And not only can I make the most XP there, but also I can make the most money depending on what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We'll see. I hope that you change your mind whenever it comes out.
And they were saying at a low level, even at a low level, I don't know how it is now, but for years, it's been the case where you can buy all the materials you need for steel bars and make a profit making steel bars and XP, obviously.
I don't know.
So, I don't know.
I get what you mean, but I do think it'll be nice. I like adding mini games, and it also gives me hope that means that they will add a mining one soon.
Yeah. I don't know why they thought that smithing needed another
I
thing.
think smithing, I mean, I love that we're adding more minigames for skills, but smithing probably could have been lower on the list.
Yeah, definitely. Like there could have been.
Like, I like that they're doing this, but they could have prioritized other stuff first.
Yeah, there could have been one for
woodcutting.
Yeah, woodcutting,
mining.
Or mining. Yeah, anything really. I don't know why
I
they
like
chose
it, but yeah, it seems like there's other stuff that could have used it more.
I mean, that'd be kind of the same as they're all like, all right, Wintertot's been out kind of a long time. Not everyone likes it. New fire making minigame.
That's a little different because
No,
smithing
it's
doesn't
not.
actually have a minigame.
The blast furnace is, for all intents and purposes, a minigame. It just doesn't have any rewards.
Yeah, so I don't think that counts as a minigame.
I guess.
But anyway, moving on.
Moving on, there is some interesting news on the tabletop forefront.
Yes, which we're so excited for.
Yeah, if anyone is interested in getting your hands on some figurines that you're going to be able to customize and paint to your very own liking, then
so cool.
Wait no more, because there is an announcement for their partnership with Steamforge. So they're going to be able to bring Gilnor Tabletop to life, and they're revealing the name of the first adventure as well. So the name of their first adventure is going to be RuneScape Kingdoms, Shadow of Elvarg.
So cool.
So pretty cool. As far as the characters go, there is only 2, unfortunately, which is going to be, one is going to be knights, which are pretty traditional. They have rune skimmies and kite shields, as well as wizards, which are going to have your typical wizard top, staff, and spell ready to go.
Yep. And then Elvarg.
Of course. We couldn't forget Elvarg, big green dragon, and he looks primed to do some damage. So you're going to be able to customize these as much as you possibly can and use them for all of your tabletop endeavors.
So cool.
So as far as the actual campaign itself, it is going to be a board game for 1 to 5 players set in the fantasy world of Gilnor that everyone knows and loves. Explore from above with a game board styled like a fast travel map, jumping from region to region as you level up your skills and complete quests. Zoom in for face-to-face encounters with iconic bosses that become even tougher as you work your way towards the final quest. It was really important for the board game to appeal to scapers of all kind, whether you're a full member or a free-to-play adventurer, and whether you play old school or new school RuneScape.
Perfect.
You'll be experiencing the world you love in authentically familiar tabletop adventures. So they're going to take you to very iconic locations. Steamforged knew it was going to be impossible to do justice for every location, so they focused on a few places like Asgarnia and Misthalin.
The 2 big boys.
Yes, exactly. As the first realms created in the video game and the core of the free-to-play areas, they're rich in content and central to any new player's journey. We wanted anyone experiencing Gilnor on tabletop to have a sense of anticipation felt by players starting out in RuneScape.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And then, like I said, they have a full 360 of the miniatures, so if you want to see them up close and in detail, you can check
look really nice.
all of them out. I think they are pretty well done. And you can follow along, and they're going to be coming out with everything fairly soon on their Kickstarter. You can check it out as well.
Nice. I can't wait.
Yep.
So for the actual update this week.
Yeah, finally we've got to the actual update, which is
not a huge one.
Sadly the most lackluster part.
So is the iOS closed beta and inventory rework. So this week we've been busy in the backend working on the inventory system. We've completely written it in both the Java and C. Is it C++?
Yeah, it is.
Clients. So it'll be better suited for all our future content. We've also improved the wiki integration feature, so now directing to more accurate pages. In addition, we've removed the line of sight requirement, so you can now look up stuff from your worn side panel. So there's an anti-drag option that they changed. They reworked it so that when active, dragging an item won't register as a drag until the specified delay has passed, at which point the item will jump to your cursor and be dragged on as normal. And you can now configure the following settings. Anti-drag, toggle on or off. Drag delay, how long in milliseconds you want to drag an item when anti-drag is active before the drag is registered. Enable key, which is set, you must hold this key down to engage anti-drag. And the disable key, once held down, the anti-drag will be deactivated, currently active. I don't even know what anti-drag is.
Anti-drag is not really important in a lot of cases.
I saw so many people talking on it, I'm like, what is that?
For instance, a really good, use case for when you would want to have anti-drag is if you are trying to level fletching very fast using darts.
Okay.
Because obviously you have the dart, the tip, the feather,
Oh, so it's
And
actually very significant for people.
yeah, so you're going to be clicking between all three of those as fast as you can, and it's pretty common to drag one into the
Oh,
other
yeah,
spot,
yeah.
which is definitely not game breaking or anything like that, but it
Great.
can be annoying.
It's a good little quality of life one.
Yeah, there's definitely many other use cases, but that's just like a simple one that I just thought of.
Mm-hmm. They also added some more exam info. So examining an item will now give you the GE exchange and high and low alc values, which, I mean, it already did a lot.
Well, it did. I think it did that for Runelight.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so they're adding that in game too. I was like, they already did something like this. So items which are untradeable will now not show the grand exchange value, and items which cannot be alchemized will not show the high or low alc value. You can adjust this feature in the settings.
I think that's pretty cool.
I agree. I use that actually all the time. I didn't realize it was a RuneLight thing.
Yeah.
That was a RuneScape thing.
No, I think it's definitely a Runelight thing.
And next, they just worked on the closed beta for the iOS client. So some of the features you can look forward to are buff bars, fishing spot indicators, HUD improvements, ability and slayer helpers, chambers of Xeric helper, woodcutting and ore respawn timers, increased draw distance, navigation tile indicators, chat improvements, entity hiders for NPC, which is weird. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
And more.
Yeah, all this stuff, this is in closed beta, and all this stuff is already, like, we've already seen it before, and it's already offered, but for Android only. So
I
this
didn't
is just...
see the entity highlight for NPCs. Or maybe it's something I haven't turned on.
I mean, it's saying it's brand new to mobile.
Oh, yeah,
so
okay.
I don't know. But yeah, either way, this is stuff that we've already seen and is already either been available or you've seen it before, probably. But it's just new for iOS.
They do warn, though, to be aware of potential mobile phishing scams. So if you're unsure about any communication you've received, check your account mailbox to verify legitimacy. Because people are shady.
Yep. So there is ways to enter into it, but I think that may have already passed.
Yeah.
Either way, I think that was most of the issues.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
As far as the rest of the update goes, it is pretty much going to be the Dead Man finale rerun that we kind of joked about before, which hasn't happened and was supposed to happen and then was not supposed to happen and was again supposed to happen this week, but it has once more.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to happen on 420. This was supposed to happen on 421, which is today.
Yeah. And then it's
and now it's going to move to the 29th.
Since again been postponed once more to Friday, April 29th.
Can we just cancel this?
Yeah, unfortunately.
No, I'm sure some people are really looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And on March 30th, following our usual game update process, we quickly became aware of an issue that caused a small number of core systems that both support Old School and RuneScape to behave unexpectedly for a short period of time. These systems are the same ones we use to control our live architecture and manipulate configuring for things like leagues, deadmans, and the PvP world rotation. Yeah, so while the root cause is still being investigated, we are refraining from using these systems to avoid it occurring again. We apologize for the delay and appreciate your patience, and they'll go for the beta rerun on the 29th. Kind of unfortunate, but kind of at this point, like, who cares? Because it's already been so long, you might as well...
I'm sure the people are meeting.
No, I mean, not who cares, but you might as well get it done right.
Oh, yeah. Might as well keep postponing it and not have issues again.
Yeah, instead of it already being a year later and being like, all right, YOLO, it's still broken, let's just do it anyways.
But you know what is going to be here before that?
Tell me.
Next week, April 27th, is the launch of Beneath Cursed Sands.
Nice. Yeah, so it is coming out staggered. That's pretty cool.
We were discussing this before we start recording.
Yeah, so it does seem like, the quest is going to be coming out. So if you are interested at all in Raids 3 or you just want to keep your quest cape, then make sure to get on that quest whenever it does come out.
Yeah.
It is, like I said, I think a med-level quest, so it shouldn't be too much to ask for most players unless you are newer.
Yep, lace up those sandals and refill your water skins as we get ready to travel back to the desert once more.
Yep, the desert place is so hot right now.
Oh, the League's pens are now for sale. They look so cute.
They do look really good.
Like the League's banners and stuff. They look actually really sick. New merch.
New merch. If you want to feel like a winner, you can also buy your own League's 3 necklace. So you
Metal.
So you can look like...
Should I just wear that on stream and lie?
A cool silver placer. But yeah, so that's about it. Not too much going on this week as far as updates go, but some good information nonetheless.
Yeah, and we have 1,000,001 questions, so it's actually
we should
fine.
Hop to it.
Yeah, we're gonna try to speed through these because we legitimately have like 9 questions.
Yeah.
So, first up is going to be from Matt. Shout out, Matt.
Shout out, Matt.
He said that he's recently been reading into lore a lot more and inspired him to ask us, what is your favorite OSRS god and why? He thinks the Jagex did a great job with every one of them, aesthetically and lore-wise. He would choose Zeros for a few reasons. My favorite skill is magic, and second favorite spellbook is the Ancient Spellbook. I find it fascinating. Lunar's my favorite one as I'm a pacifist, but when I grew up playing the game in the old days, Ancient Magic was the only alternative to the standard spellbook, so it was definitely at one time my favorite little Lunar. Desert Treasure is my favorite quest. I love the symbol and the purple imagery. The Lorebend's Empire and Fall from Power is super cool. It reminds me of the Greek gods overthrowing the Titans. Here's a little snippet from the wiki. He was overthrown by the General Zamrock, an event that eventually led to the God Wars, where Zero's once great empire was torn asunder by a combined effort of Zamrock and Doman, which reduced the once mighty emperor to nothing and Zero's following to a mere handful. I think it's groovy that among his main followers were the werewolves. Lastly, a fun fact. Zeros was the first mentioned in the 2003 quest, The Dig Site.
Nice.
Yeah, whenever I did Dig Site on my newer account, I was like, oh wait, this is like the stuff they've been talking about with Nyx. I thought that was cool. I could read my answer first.
Sure.
I wrote down my answers earlier, so I was like writing down like all the reasons for stuff in like little baby versions. But my favorite one is going to be Guthix.
Oh, you cheater. Mine is going to be Guthix too.
Okay, well, don't copy me exactly. Guthix just seems like the coolest one. And like Matt was saying he's a pacifist. Guthix seems like the most that'd be like a pacifist.
He seems the most like me.
Yeah. A little pacifist.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But I was reading up on it a bit, and I was already leaning towards him because he's like described as the god of balance and nature, and I like nature. I don't know. But also because I read this quote that said, after banishing the gods, Guthix wandered the world to witness the devastation that had taken place in his absence. In a cave in what is now southern Mistland, he wept over the destruction, and the earth wept with him, creating the legendary Tears of Guthix. And I thought that was just like really cool. They probably mention that whenever you do Tears of Guthix, but I didn't remember that. And I was like, oh my god, he created it with his tears.
Yeah.
I never thought it's literally called Tears of Guthix. I just didn't put two and two together there.
That's funny.
Why do you like Guthix most?
I think I kind of said it because he reminds me of me the most. Because I think
you're not evil Zamrock.
No, I thought it was kind of funny that like he doesn't want to be worshipped. He's just like, yo, I'm just a god. Peace out.
He seems the most how a god should be.
Yeah, and then I thought it was funny reading about how during the God Wars he like comes back and then like banishes most enemies and gods and then goes back to sleep.
Yeah, I was reading about it. It's actually super interesting because he like left everyone and was like, everything's perfectly fine now. And then all the other gods just wreaked havoc and he's like, you guys need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Then he wept.
I don't know. He seems really funny. So
seems like a cool dude.
Yeah, he seems honestly pretty chill. Like if he was my boss, I'd be like, all right, this is pretty cool. But yeah, probably him just because he seems most like me.
Next up is from Harger from Twitter, who's actually friends with Matt. So they said that they were talking with Matt about the gods, and they want to know what our favorite god weapon or item is. They said that mine is V Shield from Permanent Exiles. Explanation for that is I've always been into Norse mythology, real world equivalent of the Gilnor Feminix, and the shield looks badass. I was hesitating because I was like, can I say ass? Special shout out to the Northman movie coming out at the time of this podcast release, by the way. I'm so stoked. I've never even heard of the Northman. That seems interesting, though. If it's like, I don't know, I'm just imagining it's like Ferminic Exiles, but a movie.
Yeah.
Which would be a good movie, by the way.
Yeah.
My favorite item, I looked up all the gods and all their different items. I was tempted, because Saren is technically a god. I was tempted to be like Crystal Armor, but I didn't even know Saren was a god. So instead, I'm probably going to choose the Bandos God Sword. I've been using that a lot more for its special attack, like recently when I've been bossing.
Yeah. But
if I were to choose aesthetically, then I also really like how it does like the billowy effect with your cape.
Yeah.
If I'm going to choose more aesthetically, though, I love the Armadillo Blessed Dragonhide. It's the white one that has like the blue flecks in it, so it looks very like iridescent and pretty. It's like a pearly white. I think it looks really cool. But yeah, those are my favorites.
Nice.
How about you?
Yeah, I think my answer is also kind of typical, but it's mostly because of how useful it is and how it's just like a mainstay in a lot of people's arsenal. And that's going to be the Doman God Sword.
Oh, I don't use the Doman one.
Yeah, so the Doman one is one of the only weapons in the game that
The end. It's
heals.
one of the only weapons in the game.
Well, I think it might actually be the only weapon in the game that heals you and heals your prayer.
Oh, it does? I didn't even know what it did.
Yeah, so what it does is it heals whenever you use its spec for, I believe, this is off the top of my head, so I might get it wrong, but I think it heals for half of its damage in your health and then half of that in your prayer points.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's
I should really buy
pretty
that.
good, pretty useful for like prayer or tasks, for bosses, for a lot of stuff. I think it's probably, besides bandos, for like weakening defense, the most useful god sword. Like, yeah, not even close, at least in like my cases.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely, whenever I have the money, a mainstay in my Slayer inventory for sure. And also I think the look of god swords have always looked really cool.
All the god swords look dope.
Even if they're kind of like awful weapons, like they're not very good, but their specs are just insane. So
next up, we have a question from Unholy on the stream, who doesn't even play OSRS, so really appreciate this one.
Shout out Unholy.
He's definitely not going to listen to this. He actually made an account last night, killed like 10 goblins, and was like, what do I do now? And then just started playing a different game.
Yep.
But he asked, what would be some content you'd like to see added to OSRS? And my answer is so easy, a mining minigame.
Yeah. That's a pretty good answer.
I honestly want to see minigames added for every skill. I think that'd be cool. But specifically mining.
That's a pretty good one. I think mining definitely needs a tune-up. I would want to see more alternative training methods for a lot of the skills. Because
most people only do like one thing for everything.
Yeah. It's tough because I don't know how they would do this in like a balanced fashion. Like, I'm not a game designer by any means.
What?
But like, you know, because once ever you get to wood cutting, it's like, all right, cool. So you're doing teaks or siliceps to 90, and then you're doing redwoods.
We need more options. We need more trees.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it'll happen anyways, because there's always going to be a meta no matter what happens. But
it'd be sick if there was some stuff that they're like 5 different things that all have equal XP, and you could just choose which one you enjoy the most.
Yeah. Whereas like, it's funny for mining, it's like, oh, you have these. It's actually pretty good for mining because you do have a few options.
Oh yeah, Mother of Mining, Shooting Stars are both similar.
They just all suck. So
I like Shooting Stars, but I'd like an active mini game with like cool rewards.
Yeah. Oh, I meant like XP wise. Like,
XP wise, they
garbage
suck.
XP wise. So I think that's kind of funny how that worked out. But
definitely.
Yeah, I guess it is nice that they're adding a new smithing thing, so there will be more options for smithing, but I feel like other things need the boost more. So I'm not mad at the minigame for existing. I'm just mad that
it exists before other ones.
Yeah, it doesn't exist in tandem with others.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably just more.
Next up, we have questions from Saint Wraith, who sent us a list of like legitimately like 30 questions to ask over time.
We'll probably just ask a few of them.
I was thinking we'd do 2 or 3. So the first one, love this question. Disney has just acquired 100% of Jagex. What changes are coming to OSRS? And I want to say a theme park, bro.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this whenever we first started the podcast. I want an OSRS theme park. I want to be able to like do the magic carpet ride and like from Shantae. I want to go and do like immersive Universal Studios style like Dragon Slayer shooting fire at us. I want it all, man.
Yeah, it's funny because my answer is much more like realistic, and you didn't say good things that would happen, so I think immediately
that is a good thing that would happen.
No, I say for me.
Oh,
so I think for me, I think realistically the first thing that would happen is they would remove polling. Whether you like that or not, I think that's one of the first things. And I think that they would
charge more yearly for memberships.
Potentially. I think it's already kind of expensive. Disney makes so much money,
and they raise the Disneyland prices every year.
Yeah, I think not right away, but I think eventually that would be true.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I'd also probably not hate paying for as much because I do think they would like go hard on making like
more lore and stuff, probably
like filling out the game more. I could never see it actually happening because
no, absolutely not.
Yeah,
but it would be kind of interesting.
But yeah, that definitely would be interesting.
That'd be cool. I like that one a lot. Yeah. And we both really like Disneyland and stuff. So next question. Netflix has just signed a deal to produce a limited series inspired by one in-game quest or quest series. What is the show about? My immediate answer was Dragon Slayer 2, and then I was like, wait, no, I think that all of the Elf series would be cool.
Yeah.
Because it'd be very like Lord of the Rings-esque.
Well, it's
and
one
stuff.
quest, not a quest series.
No, or quest series.
Oh, it says our quest series?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just bad listening.
Yeah, so there's like 7 elf quests. It would be a
there
really
is.
long limited series.
It starts
but I'd
from
love
Plague City and goes all the way to Morning's End Part 2.
But how
and
cool would the build up in
Song
a
of the
TV
Elves.
show be with that?
Yeah, I mean,
to
that'd
start
be really
there
cool.
and end with fighting Saren and Prifddinas?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that idea. And I want this now. Thanks. It just reminds me of Lord of the Rings, and I'd really like to see all these places like live.
Yeah.
Not little pixelated things.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
How about you?
I was immediately, whenever I thought about like movies or TV shows, I was thinking of like undead or vampire style or like more
Ooh.
dark theme. So immediately I was thinking of Mauritania.
Yeah, Sins and stuff.
Yeah. So I wanted to do Sins.
That would be a great TV series with the quest lines. There's so many
Yeah.
plot twists in those ones.
I do think that would be the best option is like the Myrique quest line and stuff like that. But honestly, vampires is like kind of cool, but also like kind of played out to some extent.
Vampires
so,
are forever, man.
I don't know. I'd probably maybe do one of the other quests in Mauritania, like maybe
Nature Spirit.
maybe Frankenstrain or something like
Ooh.
that. Something with
That
like
could be good. 'Cause
monsters or ghosts.
Yeah, for if it's a limited series, I could see it being like 5 episodes. One episode, they just completely go and like show behind the scenes what happened to that one character in Frankenstein who doesn't realize that he's a ghost now or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know, something like
know
that,
why.
or maybe one of the maybe like the like near Port Phasmatis, like one of those quests.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, like a ghost one.
There's
that'd be
actually a
interesting.
lot of quests in RuneScape would be really good TV shows.
Oh yeah, I think. Well, that's the general. Like
That's the point of lore.
A good quest is a quest that has a good story,
Yeah.
which is the same case for shows.
Well, I was thinking of like the Myrique ones and stuff, how some characters die, and I was like, yo, if you drag that out in a TV show, got me attached, I would cry probably when they died.
Yeah, probably.
I'd probably get really into it.
Yeah.
That one's I really like that one. And one last question from Saint Wraith is, if you could instantly complete any grind in the game, what would it be? And they also had a Dark Claw doesn't count, which I thought was so hurtful. I laughed whenever I read it to Robert because I was just reading it without reading it first. And I was like, oh, okay, Dark Claw. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is too much, but I'd want to get 99 construction.
Okay.
If that is too much, then I'm going to choose the Elite Void because I'm too lazy to go back for that.
Oh, that's so easy.
No, because I did the regular Void trying
That's
to
like
grind it out for
a
diary.
couple hours, dude.
No,
But
you don't understand.
mine is, I guess I could cheat, and they didn't set a limit, so I could just say
Don't
the
say
max.
max.
I could just say the max grind.
If I can't get Dark Claw, you can't do Max Cape grind.
But yeah, instead I'll choose a different flex, and I'll say the champion grind.
Ooh, I was thinking I kind of want to work on the champion stuff.
Because it's 5,000 of, I think, 5 different mobs. I could be wrong. It might be more.
It's 1 out of 5,000, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's one.
I don't know how many mobs it is, though.
I know it's like giants, goblins, skeletons, and a couple other things, but it can take quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
I have 2 of them, but it would take, a really long time if you wanted to focus on it exclusively. And so I'd rather just have all of them and just go get the cape.
Yeah.
If I can. It's still kind
That'd
of
be
tough,
cool.
but yeah.
Our final question is from Discord. XX Blood Gun.
Shout out XX Blood Gun.
Why is that the most hardcore name to read out loud? And they asked, if your account got hacked right now and everything was whipped, what would be your first steps to rebuild, or would you even?
I think wiped.
Oh, wiped. They spelled it whipped, so I just read it as whipped.
Okay.
Okay, I'm good at reading. They just spelled it wrong.
What would be your first step to rebuild?
My first step I'd probably want to go to like Gauntlet because you don't actually need any gear.
I think we've answered this, and this has happened to me 3 times.
It's happened to you, so that's why. Or I was thinking I'd even go to Volcano because you don't require a lot of gear. The stuff that I'm thinking, like, I wouldn't even need that much money because I have Void. I'd probably honestly finally do my Elite Void grind.
Yeah.
And I would just need enough money to get the Dragon Crossbow, and then I could go to Vorkath and get some more gold.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think that would be my little master plan because I feel like I'd honestly probably get tired of doing Gauntlet. And we're not Iron accounts, so it's easier for us to rebuild, thankfully.
Yeah.
How about you? What would you do differently than your other rebuilds, actually?
I would just do Corrupted Gauntlet.
Oh, yeah. I can't do Corrupted yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I also got up to like 9 Gauntlet kill counts.
Yeah,
I did that this
nice.
week
Yeah,
too.
you get a bunch of them.
Yeah, I didn't get any traps.
Yeah, that's an easy answer for me because it requires literally 0.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you have Gauntlet unlocked and you need money, like you don't need any gear for that. It's hard though.
Yeah, if I this is with like a little asterisk, because if I had access to all of the Slayer bosses, then I would probably do some Slayer bosses.
I'm imagining
as well.
like your account's totally wiped. You have literally no gear, literally no money. They dropped all your untradables.
No, I know.
So you have to get money to buy that gear first.
No, I know.
Oh.
I was just saying, like, I would do like CG for a little bit, and then like maybe if I had like a Cerberus task, well, I probably wouldn't do
True.
Cerberus, but if
Hydra would be a good one.
if I had, well, Hydra is like you need gear. I think if I had a Kraken task,
Oh,
then I
Kraken's
would
good
do
money.
Kraken. If I had like a Zulrah task, I'd probably do some Zulrah.
Kraken's actually like really good money for how easy it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'd probably just do some bosses here and there, but
Smart.
mostly CG.
Mm-hmm.
Because CG
It's nice you
literally
don't need
has no
anything.
requirements.
Yeah, I mean you have to finish some of the else, which is a bummer. But other than
Yeah.
that,
Besides that, yeah, probably just those. Probably just those two.
yeah. In this it's 5 o'clock in 7 minutes, so we'll probably have this out within 6.5 minutes. But I think that this is about the end of it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone, for asking questions. We had so many this week, and they were all so much fun to think about.
Yeah, this was a pretty good episode, even though the
It was coming out late.
actual update wasn't very big.
Yeah, the update sucked, but everything else was fun.
Yeah.
So if you want to send us any questions of your own, you can on Twitter at Bunebapeosrs or on Instagram or YouTube, which are Bunebape. Also, I stream 5 days a week, twitch.tv/Bunebape. You can send me questions on there and get our Discord from there, which you could also ask questions on. I know, everywhere. It's whatever.
Yeah, literally everywhere.
Literally anywhere you could find us. Bunebape@gmail.com is our email. Hit us up. But yeah, I think that's going to be that for this week. What are you going to be doing next week?
I hopefully am going to do bossing, maybe CG. That'd be nice.
Ooh, yeah, go
not,
back.
not too much plans, though.
Nice. I think I'm going to do more bossing as well. I have a Hydra task right now, so I'm going to hopefully finish that. I might finish it off stream, though, because
it's a long task.
It is a long task, and it's also hard to concentrate in the chat, too. And I'm trying to be really better about talking a lot.
Yeah.
Which I think I did so good the other day. Until 6 a.m., and then I was just like a zombie.
Yeah.
And I would respond, people talked, and I just zone out. I should just ended it then, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be it, huh?
Yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Hope
Thank
you all
you.
enjoyed it. And
Sorry it's that late.
Yeah, hopefully you send us your questions and you enjoy this as well.
Yeah, and let us know your answers to any questions, too, because we always love hearing what people think.
Yeah. And you can, of course, tweet those at us and stuff like that.
Yep.
But that's going to be about it. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next week.
See you all very soon.
Very soon.
Bye-bye.
Hey everyone, this is Rob over here at Bunebape, and I hope you're having an amazing day. This is
Oh,
the wrong intro.
I was like, what?
Yeah.